Hello, my name is Andy Buck, and today I will be presenting I'll be doing my presentation on the my Islamic mystic. Um, as with all my other presentations, just a brief overview of Islam. So Islam began in the 7th century with the Prophet Muhammad. It teaches the belief in one God called Allah and emphasizes a submission to God's will. The goal of Islam is to live in alignment with God through faith, worship, and obedience. So, some of the core concepts of Islam are the Tawhid, the absolute oneness of God. Muslims follow the Quran as a divine revelation and believe in accountability on the day of judgment. In religious life, this revolves around prayer and discipline and that submission to God. So the mystical path, Sufism. So Sufism is the mystical dimension, the aspect to Islam. While mainstream Islam focuses more on law and practice, Sufism emphasizes that inner transformation. It involves practices such as dhikr, or remembrance of God, and focuses on love, devotion, and overcoming ego. So Rumi. Rumi was a 13th century Persian poet, and scholar, and Sufi mystic. He was originally a respected religious teacher, but his life dramatically changed, and when he, upon meeting Shams of Tabriz, this encounter transformed him from a scholar deeply into experimental. Transformed him from a scholar into a deeply experimental mystic. So those kind of mystical experiences. So after meeting Shams, Rumi shifted away from his formal scholarship towards a path centered on love and direct experience of God. His writings became more poetic and emotional, expressing a deep longing for union with the divine. So, a little bit about that mystical realization. Rumi taught that the greatest barrier between humans and God is the ego in Sufism. Is the ego. In Sufism, this is overcome through a process called fana, or the dissolution of self. Though love and devotion, the individual self, through love and devotion, the individual self fades, and one becomes united with the divine presence. Some of his teachings are, he emphasized that love is the primary pathway to God. Rather than relying on rules or intellectual or philosophical understandings, he thought that direct experience is essential. His poetry encourages letting go of the ego and opening oneself to divine love. So, the Sufi context. So, Rumi is part of Sufi tradition, which focuses on the inner meaning of Islam. Sufi often involves a close relationship between teacher and student, similar to other mystical traditions. Practices include chanting, music, and poetry to cultivate a awareness of God. So, Rumi's impact. So, one of the most widely read poets in the world today, especially within Islam. He inspired the Malevi order, known as the Whirling Dervishes. His work continues to influence both Islamic spirituality and global ideas about mysticism. And in conclusion, Rumi shows that Islamic mysticism is centered on love and transformation and closeness to God. Though the loss of ego and deep devotion, the individual moves toward union with the divine. His teachings highlight that experimental side of Islam, not just the belief, but that direct encounter and union with God. And that is all I have. Thank you very much.